G'day viewers, here's a special video apropos of nothing in particular. I went out to farewell a workmate after work and possibly had one or two libations as I was out, a cider or two mayhap, and as I was on the bus on the way home I was on the twatters tweeting like a mad bastard. And one of the things I think I tweeted was, "Oh, now would be a good time to get me to do something that I will regret later, because I'm a bit suggestible." And a couple of my friends, Damie, aka EQVO4, aka Ling Ling, and currently disconnected, aka Aaron, like, go do a video. You guys are bad influences, okay? So here I am. So I'm on the bus and they're telling me to do a video, and I was kind of absorbed in Twitter and didn't realise I'd missed my stop. And so I ended up just a couple of stops, like 2, maybe 3 stops past my regular stops. It's not a long walk home, but I had enough time to think while I was walking home, okay, if I'm going to do a video, what will I do? Well, what am I thinking about? And what I was thinking about at that point is like, wow, I'm sitting here, I've got my little earphones in and the volume up louder than normal because fuck yeah! And, oh yeah, darkish. It's a slightly dodgy neighbourhood. It's not really. It's not the dodgiest neighbourhood in Melbourne by a long stretch, but it's got a bit of a reputation around St Kilda. And so it's like, wow, me with my earphones in and being a bit sort of hammered. This would be an ideal time for some random bastard to try and mug me. Really? That wouldn't be good. And what would I do in my current state if someone tried to mug me? And I remembered I'd read a piece written by an urban self-defense dude who also made weapons and shit for movies, but he was Mr. Hardcore. And he's like, you know, one thing, if you're in a city and like half a dozen guys come at you, I don't care how good a fighter you are, if you don't have a weapon, 6 guys are gonna fuck you up. You don't beat 6 guys, that's some movie bullshit. He said, you know what you should do? If 6 guys come at you, you should, even if just a couple guys, or 1 guy comes at you, you should shit yourself. And he meant that literally. He said he had trained himself to shit on command. And he even tested it. He was in King's Cross in Sydney, one of the seedier bits of Sydney, and he walked through a dark park by himself and a bunch of thugs came for him. And he put his hands down his pants and shit into his hands and threw it at these guys. And he said of these 4 or 5 guys who were gonna try and beat him up, he like hit 2 of them full in the face. A couple of the guys ran away. 1 guy threw up, and 1 guy just kind of collapsed in shock because he'd just been hit full in the face with human shit, which he wasn't expecting when he went out that night. And I was going like, right, okay, I've had a few ciders and I really should have visited the facilities before I left the bar I was in, because my bladder is pretty much fucking bursting at the moment. But I thought I can hold on to get home. But I swear, if someone tries to mug me and they give me a wallet, I go, okay, here you go. And I would just be whipping my dick out and I would be pissing all over them. And honestly, you know, a little bit to drink, a little bit to eat. I reckon I probably could have worked up a shit to throw them as well. And so I was fucking prepared. I'm telling you. I mean, I can hold a lot in my bladder. No less an authority than Kasim G has complimented me on my bladder control. I was on a road trip with him years ago from San Francisco to LA, and he was fairly impressed that I could drink a bucket of soft drink and not have to piss straight away. So, you know, I can store a fair bit of piss, is what I'm saying. But no one tried to mug me. On the other hand, that little old lady who was walking her dog, she won't fuck with me again in a hurry. And by fuck with me, I think she's so traumatized, I don't think she'll leave her house again in a hurry. But that's what happens in the big city, is what I'm saying. Hey, you know what? Speaking of Kasim G and Damie, if you've never heard of it, if you're an Australian, there's a big do happening in Sydney called Vidinc in the Entertainment Centre. Huge international names are coming to it, including Kasim G, off the top of my head, including Ryan Higa, including Jenna Marbles, and wow, honestly, the lineup blew my mind so much I can't remember it all. But a bunch of top Aussies are going as well, and I think Damie's gonna perform. Kimmy Smiles is gonna perform, and a bunch of other people, comedians and musicians, are gonna be there. It's gonna be pretty big. I am going to Sydney. It'll be my first trip to Sydney in a while, so I'm looking forward to seeing my Sydney friends, and in fact anyone I haven't met. If you go on to Vidinc, look out for me. And on an unrelated note, not quite big international star status stuff, but a very Australian YouTube community centred gathering will be in Melbourne on October the 12th as well. And we may even have something at the end of summer that you should be looking out for as well. But yeah, Vidinc in Sydney, which I think is in August. I will put a link below. And an Oz one in Melbourne on Saturday, October the 12th in Fed Square will be pretty fucking kick-ass. So I will round off on that note and see you later. Bye now.